What's up?
Win big. Hi, buddy.
I was too far away from my microphone. Oh, no.
I'm looking at this. Our camera is creeping.
I'm creeping.
Whoa.
You want me
Should we
to, go
here?
fix that? Or should we just keep going lower?
Sinking posture.
What do you got? I got a beer.
You got a beer. This is.
Thanks to Savannah.
Thank you, Savannah.
Savannah's the best.
I'm going to fix it. You talk.
Yeah, okay, I'll talk. This is great. This is great podcasting. Welcome to the Candid Athletic Training Podcast. I'm Kevin. That's Chad. He's fixing the camera. We appreciate you all listening and watching right now. We also appreciate the shout out, Nate. You know, Chad spent the last, hour to 14 hours making that new graphic. So he's very proud of it.
It literally took me 5 minutes. It was awesome.
I don't believe you. It's so professionally done that there's zero way that you could do that in 5 minutes.
There's a way.
There's not a
if
there's a will, there's
everywhere.
a way. If you build it, they will come. How about you have like just a cup of water over there? Did you forget your water bottle?
I lost my water bottle.
What?
Be on the lookout for an all black hydrate water bottle.
If it's blinking yellow or green or red at you,
well, the battery's
take a drink out of it.
The battery's been gone for a while, so it's not blinking anything.
So will we finally figure out if you actually just have water in there or if you're just drinking root beer all day?
Here, you can try it.
No, not that. I'm saying in your hydrate thing. If somebody finds it and it's full of root beer, we know you've been lying this whole time.
High quality H2O.
Hey, by the way, I was just in the Dells.
Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah.
Tell the people who are not from around here about the Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah, okay. If
I know what the Dells are.
Yeah. So the Wisconsin Dells, very touristy to the extreme. Think
water parks.
Very extravagant water parks, mini golf courses, large fake dinosaurs on the side of the road, tourist attractions that cost a lot of money, and some of them are actually really fun and some of them actually really suck.
Really good for about 5 months of the year.
Yep.
Here in Wisconsin.
It's also, there's these crazy large hotels with like indoor water parks. That's where I was. I was there for a ceremony, a Hall of Fame ceremony for my friend. But
Huff.
me and the wife.
When are you going to get in the Hall of Fame?
Of what?
Anything.
No,
do you think we could get in the Hall of Fame of anything?
I mean, eventually. I think time is of the essence for the podcast Hall of Fame. Although we have so many listeners that we probably should be in the Hall of Fame right now.
Living in the Hall of Fame.
I think we should. I don't know. We have too many listeners, right?
Never have too many.
I'm just kidding. So the Wisconsin Dells, also very old and like very typical landscape of the middle of Wisconsin. So it's actually very beautiful. It's around Lake Delton and then the Wisconsin River. So you can also take what they call the original duck boat rides, and they're like amphibious vehicles that they drive you around, show you the Wisconsin Dells, but then they'll go out on the river and you can see like actually very beautiful landscape. That being said, it is probably one of the capitals of the world of like people watching. Sure. Of you want to see some very strange humans walking around, you should go to the Wisconsin Dells. No offense to anybody, but you guys are strange sometimes. Anyway, I and the missus on Sunday said, because we were up there for the whole weekend and we hadn't done anything Dells like. And so we said, you know what? Before we go home, we're in no rush. Let's go into downtown and do something Dells, right?
Sure.
Go to an attraction, go do some. What we ended up doing is actually going to like a little haunted house.
Oh, fun.
Ended up being, I was a little skeptical because it was like $6 to get in and any age could go. And so I was a little worried that when I walked in, it was just going to be like, boo, like for little kids.
Yep.
Actually, pretty scary.
During the day?
Yeah, pretty scary. I mean, it was inside.
Sure.
But that leads me to where I was going with the story. They have a museum of root beer.
Oh.
And I don't know if you knew that.
No. I'm going to the Dells this weekend now.
Of root beer. This just in, Chad likes root beer.
I'll try it. I'll go.
We didn't walk in. We were busy drinking regular beer.
I do like me a sarsaparilla.
Wow, this is really like It's an IPA. It's got lactose, sugar, juniper berries, lemon, and lime. It's very you can taste the juniper berries and the lemon and lime.
I don't know what a juniper is.
Me neither, but it tastes florally. That's
Florally.
Florally. Anyway, Wisconsin Dells root beer. You lost your mug.
Yep.
Or you lost your water bottle.
It's okay.
If anybody sees it, call
Don't tell my wife.
1-800-GHOSTBUSTERS. And we'll go from there. Don't tell my wife. Hey,
She bought it for me.
I hope you're not listening.
I
honey.
asked her if she saw it recently, so she knows it's MIA.
She's on to you.
She is.
You might have left it
Just
here
another
last week.
I don't think I had it last week here.
Oh,
That's okay.
that's okay.
So this is episode 142. That's fun.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Good times.
juniper is what gives gin its flavor. Okay, now we're talking. Thanks, Kev.
No wonder you like it so much.
Have we discussed Chad's favorite root beer? Have we?
Nope.
What is your favorite root beer?
Maybe.
Barks?
Nope. No,
A&W?
I'm an A&W
Yep.
person. I like the vanilla.
Vanilla.
I mean, I like trying just random root beers too, like local. As far as I don't know if A&W's nationwide or regional or whatnot, but
I don't know.
I prefer A&W.
Anybody listening from either of the coasts,
Yeah.
do you have A&W root beer or A&W hot dog burger stands?
Yep. Because
Get you a root beer float at A&W.
And I think I'm partial to that because that was the one restaurant that was in the town when I grew up when I was younger. So it was like
we all
the OG.
100%. If you grew up in this area, you grew up with A&W root
Yeah.
beer, maybe Barks,
Mm-hmm.
and
Other than that,
yeah.
IBC and
whatever.
okay, A&W cream soda. All right.
What was the other one? There was a bear one, Black Bear.
Yeah,
Bear
Black
sodas.
Bear.
I always had those. My grandparents
Okay,
always had Black Bear sodas.
Have you ever had? This was a thing when I was in college. Dog and Suds.
No.
Dog and Suds root beer.
No.
Me and all my college buddies went through a phase where that's all we drank that's all I drank, and they fed into it.
Right.
Dog and Suds because
Right.
it's kind of like the cheap root beer around.
Oh, so they were buying all the cheap beer, and you were buying all the cheap root beer.
Yeah.
You know what's fun? Black Bear. I remember having to go to the store and get them refilled with the glass bottles.
I don't remember that at all.
Really?
I didn't even know that was around here.
My grandparents always had it.
Huh.
In that typical that brown, really thick cardboard box that folded.
Sure.
I remember always taking it back to the grocery store with them to go fill it up.
I need a root beer now.
Root beer.
I'm gonna have one next week on the show.
I'll get you a nitro cold brew. Ryan's got some on tap.
Nah.
Here at Brew Fitness in Milwaukee.
Brew Fitness.
Thanks,
MKE.
Brew
Thank
Fitness
you.
Milwaukee.
Oh,
Oh, you killing bugs
we
over
got
here?
a fun show tonight. We always have a fun show.
I hate to disappoint, but I think this one's gonna suck.
Yeah, you're right. This is gonna be in our top 150 though.
Because you know why?
It'll be
because,
in our top 150.
Because last week we had the folks at Healthy Roster on, Dan and Clark, right? Clark, yep. Gave us the rundown on what's going on at Healthy Roster and how they can help you as athletic trainers and how much they love athletic trainers. So
They're hiring athletic trainers.
They are hiring. That's right. They're hiring athletic trainers, which is pretty cool.
So in fact, I had discussions with Dan after the show. I just said, thanks for coming on, yada, yada, yada. And he said, if people have industrial setting experience and they're looking for something new, you should send your resume to Dan at healthyroster.com.
And then what was Clark? Clark was Clark at healthyroster.com.
Yeah, because
we didn't name?
No, we didn't want to put his last name on there.
Christopherly.
Christopherly.
Samsonite.
Sam.
If that wasn't going on through your head, I don't know what was going on.
I was more of an AA Ron.
AA Ron.
So definitely thank you to our friends at Healthy Roster. We appreciate them.
We love them over there.
Abby's back. She got kicked out.
Oh my God. That's what OMG stands for, everybody. I am not that old.
Nope.
Should we just get on with the show, or do we need to do any more intros before I start talking about some other stuff?
No, I think we're good to do the show.
All right, let's go.
Hello, we're back. I'm gonna let you choose.
Let's go fat right away. If you're ready,
Fat.
are you ready for it?
No, actually, I'm not. But
Okay,
it's
well, let's
gonna be
make
great.
this shit up.
Yeah, we're gonna make it up.
Speaking of Paul Blart Mall Cop,
We missed you too, Abby.
Athletic trainers.
Fat. You came across a list, a fun list, something that we would find very useful.
This is what was going on, all right?
This is the stuff.
Like, I didn't want to watch anything the other day that I needed my full attention.
Okay.
And so, you know what I did is I'm cruising around on one of these damn streaming services that needs to sponsor the show. And I come across the latest Fantastic Four movie. Me and you have talked about Fantastic Four how many times, and we can't wait for there actually to be a good one in the future.
I know.
Hopefully, it's coming soon.
Okay, low key.
Yeah.
Low key, I don't mind the ones they've put out so far. I don't care that they're not. I just enjoy.
I don't mind
that they're
the
out
last
there.
one. I do not mind the last one.
The one with Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah.
I don't mind any of them. I'm fine with everybody's. Like, a bad comic book movie is still, unless it's really, really, really bad. Like,
okay,
there are maybe 4 or 5 comic book movies where I'm like, I wish I didn't watch that. But otherwise, even if it's bad, I'm still like entertained.
Yeah.
I don't care. And people were like, oh, this is so bad. I'm like, this is a comic book movie or a comic book TV show. You're supposed to suspend your belief a little bit. You have to bend your mind a little bit. Not everyone's going to be a home run.
No. I mean, we know that for a fact.
Damn Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Thor 2.
2 is okay.
Thor 2. Yeah, I like Iron Man 2 more than I think most people do.
I'm in that boat with you.
I loved Whiplash. I thought it was a great character. I thought it was a great villain. Iron Man 3 can suck it as far as I'm concerned.
That one was so disappointing. So disappointing. And it didn't play any factor in the universe. That's one of the things I liked the least about it. But other than, I guess, Tony's just mental capacity. But you're right. I mean, your hot take is wonderful.
It's
any comic book movie is better than a not comic book movies.
More often than not.
Not meaning better than other movies, meaning I'm glad there are comic book movies versus not having comic book movies.
Correct.
Right? Even Daredevil.
Hold on.
Huh.
When you're saying the new Fantastic Four, you're talking about the one from 6 years ago, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Because everyone on the live stream is saying they haven't seen the new Fantastic Four one.
Oh, no.
I just want them to know that this is the one with Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
What's his name? I can never remember
the kid from the jackass from Divergent.
Yep.
He was hanging out with Aaron Rodgers in Hawaii this year.
Kate Mara.
And then actually the guy that plays the Thing, he was in that revolutionary war era show was that on Amazon? Or was that on Netflix? Ooh, somebody pull that up. He was a really good character in that, and I can't remember what the name of it is right now. Okay. But he's actually he's a pretty darn good actor.
So you like that one more than the one with Jessica Alba? You like it more than
the guy from The Shield? I do like that one more
with Chris Evans as the
Human Torch. I do like.
Who's the better Human Torch? Michael B. Jordan or Chris Evans? Oh my God, I could have a whole show on Fantastic Four. I love them. I cannot wait till we do a Fantastic Four, but they have to at least announce the movie.
And then they're reusing so many characters. I mean, the guy that played, what I didn't like about it is I think what people didn't like about the Amazing Spider-Man, with Garfield, Andrew Garfield, was that they took the character and tried to make it this is what young people will relate to now, instead of just being true to the comic books.
Sure.
I think most people actually, they don't like when they're not true to the comic books.
I would agree with that.
Right. And so
they wanted to go dark and ominous, and it just doesn't fit.
Yeah. I mean,
that's more of a DC thing.
Oh yeah.
Marvel doesn't do dark and ominous.
No. Now, the reason I just turned it on because I said, you know what? I want to get some more Fantastic Four in my life. I don't really hate this movie. And it got me thinking about Doctor Doom and how crazy powerful he is, or could be.
Victor.
Right? And so I started looking into Victor Von Doom, and all of a sudden I come across this list of the 100 greatest villains of all time.
Where did he rank?
Number 4.
Holy cow. Can I try and guess who the 3?
Now, it's not comic books. It's not just, it's all movies.
It's most powerful or?
No, just 100 greatest villains.
Greatest villains.
You will, number 1.
Joker.
Yeah, Joker's number 1.
Greatest villains.
Greatest villains. You're not going to get
Ivan
2.
Drago.
Oh. He's not in the top. You want the top 4?
Well, you said Victor Von Doom was 4th.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 1. Joker 1. Yeah. I would say Lex Luthor. Just because.
He is
maybe
he's number 8 on this list.
Is it recency bias? So like Thanos is not going to be number, and we're talking like historical.
Thanos is actually number 22 on this list.
Okay, I actually like the list then, because it's not like, oh, Marvel's the latest, greatest, newest thing. So
you are not going to get number 2.
The bad guy from The Shining. I don't know the name. I never watched it. I would say or Clockwork.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
That's a really good one, but I'm not seeing him in the top 20, so he's not there.
All right, give me the top.
Now
3.
you're close on that one.
Okay, is it Clockwork Orange?
He's
which I never saw.
That was 36.
Either. Oh, okay, I'm not that close. All right, give him to me.
Okay, number 1, Joker.
Yep.
Number 2, Pazuzu.
I don't know who that is.
The Exorcist. I honestly I only saw that movie once. I don't really understand.
Yeah, I was a kid and I was like, this is not my
I'm assuming that's
thing.
the devil or something. Number 3, this one that you'll kick your own butt about this.
All right.
Palpatine.
Oh.
You should have known that.
Yeah, but I would consider Darth Vader more of a villain than Palpatine.
Okay. And then number 4 is Doctor Doom.
Wow, that surprises me. How did I not even come up with it?
Number 5, Zombies from the Dawn of the Dead. Number 6, Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, Hannibal Lecter should have been in the top 4.
7, The Borg from Star Trek. 8, I already said Lex Luthor. 9, Pinhead from Hellraiser. And then I'm going to just end with 10 so that we don't go too far. The shark from Jaws. So you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think it's a fair list. I think it's actually a really good representation of the last 40, 50 years and not just what's been done recently. That's great.
I'm sitting there and I'm reading this list and I'm thinking, okay, what makes a really good movie?
A villain.
Good
movies, so, which is why
The Joker is why The Dark Knight should be a top 5 movie of all time. Not anything else about that movie.
Should be. It is.
That's what
it is.
But like, it's because of the Joker, right? It's because of that character and how, one, it was acted upon, and then 2, like how it intertwined with the story.
But that's why
that's why Thanos is actually a very good villain, right?
Yeah, he's okay.
Well, he's a good. I mean, it's
but
like
that's
this
why I would say
drawn-out thing that you could have like, oh my god, this ultimate villain that everybody's trying to get to.
That's why I would say Darth Vader should have been higher than Palpatine, because that sweet spot of the original Star Wars is way better than anything that's done recently.
Maybe he's too much of an anti-hero because he loves his son so much. There was too many movies where he wasn't a villain. Anyway,
all right. So
I was very surprised at how high Dr. Doom was.
Yep.
Not
you mean
that he's
like
undeserving.
High on the list, not how high.
No, I was surprised that he's so up there high on that list, and yet there's never been a great representation of him in a movie.
It's coming.
It better be.
Well, I hear rumors that it's going to be Galactus, and then maybe Victor Von Doom in this too. I mean, they got some heavyweight villains. Marvel's got at least the rumors are Galactus, Victor Von Doom, and then Kang the Conqueror, which are 3 of like the biggest.
Yeah.
But here's what I think. If I'm looking at the villains, and we just said the villains, I see Silver Surfer is more of a anti-hero. If you look at DC, they have the way better villains compared to Marvel in my eyes.
See,
just look at the Batman villains. All of them are on
All
par
the
with
Bat-
are as known as any of the Marvel villains.
You'd have to clarify. DC in the Batman world has the greatest villains.
Lex Luthor, Superman, right there.
It's also a crossover with Spider-Man, right? A lot. Or is that Kingpin? That's Kingpin.
Kingpin, yeah.
That's Kingpin. I'm an idiot. Marvel.
Yeah, so
Kingpin.
I think like DC, like Flash,
I always got those two confused when I was a kid.
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think DC has better villains. So, the whole Lantern. That's the problem with the Green Lantern movie was the villain sucked. Not that Ryan Reynolds sucked. It just came out before the CGI was good enough to support that movie, and they did a terrible job with the villain. If they redid that movie right now, which they are doing a Lantern movie, I'm very, very excited for it.
I think, and everything that's wrong with that Justice League world was they were trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's what was wrong with it.
Yeah, Kevin, I know that Kang the Conqueror was in the end of Loki.
Kingpin was
I'm saying
Daredevil.
He's leading into Galactus, and also, I mean, the rumors are Galactus and I forgot who else I said, but anyways, these people are like,
Kingpin wasn't
get
Daredevil.
on with it.
We don't talk about athletic training until we're good and ready. So, Dr. Doom, little bit of an anti-hero, even if you don't believe me. We're going to go Dr. Doom versus actually a movie that is coming out right now, another anti-hero, in Venom.
All right. Out.
Okay.
Out.
Venom.
All right.
Venom. And so, this is what I'll say. I mean, we'll keep Venom to be not just the, what's the actor's name? Why can't I think of the actor's name?
It's the guy that played Bane.
Yeah, he's Bane. He's in freaking Peaky Blinders. He's a really good character. In
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. I'm not specifically going Tom Hardy's Venom. I'm going more like just Venom as a character. Right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Dr. Doom.
Yep.
Intelligence. I mean, he's
genius
level intelligence. Almost too smart.
I mean, it's him.
He's so smart that he hates other people.
Yep.
Because they can't be on his level.
It's him and Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Two of the smartest guys in the world.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'd like to get them in a room with Lex Luthor and see who comes out on top.
Now, powers wise,
maybe with Iron Man too.
Yeah.
All these smart guys. Bruce Banner.
The sister from
Shuri.
Wakanda. Shuri.
Yeah.
So
he's smart. That's good.
Smart.
That's gonna help.
He also has like telepathic capabilities.
We always say would be a cool trick.
Pretty freaking high on the list.
Hand-to-hand skills, very good.
Very good.
Hand-to-hand. I mean, the hand-eye coordination, the taping, the wound care, all that stuff. Really good. Good under pressure.
Now,
wound care, he'll be good.
So, how would you feel about like always having to be in a suit of armor while you were working, though?
That's a tough break.
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if it helps him as an athletic trainer.
Is there air conditioning in the armor?
No.
There's
none.
Well, I mean, there's going to be several months of the year that it's going to help.
I mean,
up here.
Apparently, right? Isn't the armor like? It's actually his armor that is fused with his body that has given him power. It's like,
the
metallic. Yeah, the planet has transformed him, and now the armor is actually just him. But it does give him super strength, so he can carry as many coolers as he needs to. But Venom, well, he's going to have that too. I do think, you know how like he can
flight.
Yeah. So like he can fly,
hover.
But then he can also he can create a force field around himself.
Mm-hmm.
How great would that be?
I mean, the force field.
Eating your lunch and be like, "Do you see my force field up? Get out of here."
Or just stand as close as you want on the sidelines.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, high-tech weapons and gadgetry. He's going to have all the tools. Dimensional travel.
He can travel dimensions.
It's kind
I
of
don't know
fun.
if I want to.
Peak
I don't know
peak
if I
human
want it.
conditioning. I mean, it's no different than what we have going on right now.
I mean, that's just what
Look at we're at
that's
Blue
just what
Fitness.
all athletic trainers are. Peak
Okay,
levels
so
of
he's
human-
got a lot of positives here. He's gonna
Yeah.
be tough to beat.
So here's some.
How about the
negative.
gauntlets, laser and force blasts? I don't know. It'd just be fun to intimidate. Rehab will go a lot of fun with that.
Here's the thing, though. He's really hard to work with.
He's an a-hole.
He's an a-hole. He doesn't like other people. He doesn't like working with other people. He is 100% a solo athletic trainer, and nobody tell him how to do his job.
Yeah, but if you're a solo athletic trainer, that typically means you're at the high school setting, and if you're by yourself, and if you're working with kids, that's gonna be tough. He's gonna be.
I don't know. I feel like he's so strong.
Maybe he's a minor league athletic trainer, kind of on your own island.
Yeah, but you know what? You have to.
How about this? If he's a minor league athletic trainer, he can teleport to the next city. He doesn't have to go on the team bus.
That would be nice. That would be really, really nice. That would actually be the best thing you could ever do as a minor league athletic trainer. Teleport to the next city. See you suckers. I'm gonna lay down in a bed instead of sleeping on a fucking bus. God.
Yeah, check me in early.
Oh my God, that'd be so great.
All right, did you say you have other negatives for him?
What do you think about wearing a hood all the time?
I'm fine with it. Bill Belichick does it. I can do it.
Okay, so it came up in the Ryder Cup. You know, all those guys how golf you always wear polo or whatever, and there's all these guys wearing hoodies now. I
love it.
Interesting.
I think it should.
Remember in the NFL a couple years ago, I think it was James Jones, Packers James Jones started the hoodie craze of guys wearing hoodies.
Our good friend Aaron Rodgers could use him right now.
He could actually. What a solid wide receiver that guy was.
Yeah, he was average.
I think he was solid.
Yeah. Wasn't going to hurt you.
He was a number 3, number 4 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Just getting 15 touchdowns a year. He had 200 yards, but 15 touchdowns. That's about it.
Okay, so then let's do Venom. So I've got it pulled up here on the Wikipedia.
Okay.
All powers of the symbiote. First human host, Spider-Man. So he basically can do everything that Spider-Man can do.
Yep.
So web slinging, wall climbing.
So how about this?
The hair. Does Venom have hair on his arms?
No, Venom is just this. He's a blob.
Okay. Well, he's
an alien.
Spidey sense.
He definitely has Spidey sense.
All right. Yeah, you're right. He does.
Yeah,
so
absolutely,
he has premonitions.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He can. But now, okay. So say, as Venom, as this alien sludge, could you take your athlete, transfer that sludge onto that athlete, and then understand what they're trying to talk about as an injury? Would that help? Do you think he can adopt pain, or is it just power? Would you only be able to adopt me being 5'8" on a good day, and my athlete's 6'10" and can do windmill 360 dunks, and all of a sudden I can do that? Or what if their ankle hurts and I can understand where their pain is, and I can understand the evaluation better?
It's a really good question. Can Spider-Man do that?
What do you mean?
Oh man, Nate just said, can't the symbiote heal the host? Oh. That's a game changer. He's he got healing touch. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he can. That actually might sway the whole thing. It says limited shape shifting and camouflage. Okay, so to answer your question, I don't know. I don't know if he can take the whole. If he can, I think he can. I think he can figure out where the pain is. Yeah, I think he can. So, shape shifting. What would you shift into? tape roll.
A gator to carry all your Gatorade coolers.
Autonomous defense capabilities, undetectable by Spider-Man's spider sense.
Undetectable by Spidey sense. That would be pretty cool. So maybe none of your athletes could detect where you were in order to like actually find you.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Ask you questions.
Lunch break.
I don't want to ask you get asked questions.
So I mean, yeah, undetectable beats force field for sure.
Sure. So if you're on the live stream,
we just
sent out a poll to you.
Yeah, when they're
I'm gonna
all
see if I can do it again.
Raving right now.
Can I do it again? No.
We're just playing with the new features. We're just learning. We're just learning. This is all because of Healthy Roster. We can do stuff. So you can't do another poll until that one's done?
No, one poll at a time.
All right. Well, let's see. Well, can you close it automatically?
I can close it.
So let's see.
Now
What's the vote? I mean, we bougie.
75% no.
What was the poll? What did you put up?
As an athletic trainer.
Very cool.
Fat.
Okay, so Kevin,
Venom.
do we need to discuss more, or can we choose one?
Well, I want to put this up real quick.
All right, let's see what the people say.
Just see what they do, because
this is why you need to get yourself a Candid Athletic Training membership. We're trying, we're experimenting, we're doing new things. We have, just in the last couple of weeks, we've started having people on live. We're going to start doing where if you're on the live stream, we can bring you in for a segment if we need to.
You know
we
who
can
did
do
that?
polls. Yeah, Dylan. Yeah.
You know who else did that? Dan and Clark.
Yep.
We just grabbed them, just sent them a link.
We're experimenting to make this the most interactive and fun show.
That's what I'll say. If you're listening to the show live, I mean, make sure your hair looks good, because we might just send you a link.
We might bring you in. Clean yourselves up.
Clean yourselves up.
Okay, so 75% people said that Victor Von Doom would be a good athletic trainer, or not?
75% said no.
No. Okay, what about Venom?
So far, and I'm just going to end this poll right now, we got 100% of the listeners think Venom would be a good athletic trainer.
So the live streamers think that Venom would be better than Victor Von Doom.
Yeah, they do. They do. And I think where it really ends up is
the healing ability.
Venom has...
I totally forgot about that ability.
Venom's like a funny asshole. Dr. Doom is just an asshole.
Yeah, but I don't care. I mean, for me, it's like what the abilities, like there's a game-changing ability in there to when you can actually heal someone.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if he really truly has Spider-Man's healing capabilities.
So Victor Von Doom, let me ask this. And I was trying to save this for whenever we do our Fantastic Four one, which would be maybe my favorite. Like, Invisible Woman can put her force field around others. Can Victor Von Doom do that, or can he only put his force field around himself?
I don't know.
But
I bet he can do it around other people.
Yeah, that's true. He just doesn't. He chooses not to. So then it's useless if he chooses not to do it.
Because he's surrounded by assholes. Yo.
Okay, so I think I was originally going into this convinced that Victor Von Doom would be the better athletic trainer. But Nate brought up the point, and it is completely swayed my vote. I'm going to go Venom. Even though he's scary and probably got bad breath.
I just worry. The main thing I worry about Venom is, like, you have two personalities.
That's true.
But I'm going to still go Venom.
Well, don't you need a host body?
Yeah.
So who's he going to be? I mean, it's really...
as the athletic trainer, you would have, like, the Venom symbiote alien around you, around your body.
I'm so torn. I think I'm going to just say Venom because I also don't want the armor.
That's a good point.
I wouldn't mind the hood. I love hoods, but
I actually do too. I like, and you know what I like.
This is way tougher because now I'm thinking about the
I really like
telepathy and the being able to like transport back and forth.
I don't know why you're thinking so hard.
That's what she said. All right.
Farva.
Give me Give me Venom for the win.
All right, Venom for the win.
What do you? And you're saying what?
I'm saying Venom.
All right,
because he's actually one of my favorite villains of all time. I love when.
Did you like the movie then?
I liked it.
Yeah, I was like, I was underwhelmed with it.
I would have much rather it be a villain that was part of the Spider-Man universe,
like Sandman, like.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, like the original. I mean, in the original Spider-Mans, and they brought Venom in.
Yeah.
I wish they would have gone that route, and I understand why they did it that way. Well, they wanted
it's college.
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody experiments in college.
All right. Let's do top 5.
We have a top 5?
We got a top 5.
Holy cow.
All right. So, Kevin.
Yeah.
We asked 100 athletic trainers, name a company that should feature an athletic trainer in a commercial.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, the Candid Athletic Training Company. I'm just kidding.
They got one answer. So somebody said that we should do commercials.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
if we get more members and we can do this full time, I will pump you all up like Hans and Franz. I would do it.
I wonder how much it takes to run a commercial.
Well, we'll just put commercials on our show promoting athletic trainers, and then we'll get it.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. We'll figure out a way to do it.
Okay.
That's called advocating.
Yeah, advocating. Well, I mean, I think I really want to say, and it's not really like a company, but organizations.
That's fine. That was on there.
Yeah.
It said company or brand, to be honest.
Okay. I'm gonna try to like give you the actual top 5. Number 1,
Sounds
Gatorade. Number 2, Nike. Number 3, NFL. Number 4, MLB. Number 5, I'm gonna go NCAA.
All right, you got 3.
Oh, damn it!
You did good. Your first 3.
Okay.
You got the first 3 that you said.
Now can I give you my top 5?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my top 5. Let's go Buffalo Trace Distillery.
Wow.
Let's go. Oh, you know what?
How about Kevin's 5 favorite?
How about Hacienda Beer Company? We'll go the Candid Athletic Training LLC company, and then we'll go. I think Healthy Roster should do a commercial with us in it. It would be so much fun.
That would be awesome.
And then, last but not least, what's my favorite pizza in the world? Just kidding. How about
Abby? That's a good one.
How about El Rey for some
tortillas,
some tortilla chips and queso?
Abby says Bang needs an AT.
Bang.
That would be a good one.
Red Bull.
Yeah. Okay. So we had a tie for 4th place.
Yeah.
Several companies, brands, all with 3 responses apiece. Band-Aid, Johnson & Johnson, the NFL, Under Armour, and Adidas. Yeah. So all of those companies had 3.
Lululemon needs to be on it.
Almost, they would have been next. They had 2 responses. They were tied with ESPN.
Every athletic trainer should have $1,000 credit to Lululemon.
We need them as a sponsor for this show, giving away discounts. Absolutely. Let's make it happen. Members only discount. Let's work on Lululemon.
I'll work on them. I got them.
You got somebody?
Yeah.
All right. How about this? In 3rd place with 4 responses, people said Amazon should have a commercial with athletic trainers.
Yeah. They're too big for us.
Okay. In 2nd place, Gatorade. In 1st place, Nike. They're also big.
Not as nearly as big as Amazon.
That's okay.
I don't want an Amazon.
Amazonian.
Too much.
So Gatorade was in 2nd place. We had 15 answers, and 1st place was Nike with 23.
Yeah, I mean Nike. Let's be honest.
Now the NFL did do a commercial for athletic trainers. I thought it was great. I think we need to do more of it. I wish they would do more of it. Yeah. I remember last year going, "Wow, that's really cool that they did that."
Yep.
I remember they made a concerted effort.
What if all of these companies did?
Nate says OnlyFans. Oh God, that's funny.
Nate, such a great
You're
idea.
going to be on there, Nate?
Nate's OnlyFans account. Everybody look him up. He's got lots of athletic training, I should say, content on his OnlyFans page. OnlyFans of Nate. What if athletic trainers all of those companies did once a year, whatever the major time of the year, Super Bowl, during the Olympics, during the World Series, during other major sporting events, they did a commercial for athletic training, and it was great. And everybody was really well done. The Candid Athletic Training podcast was basically the center of the commercial.
Of course.
Do you think athletic trainers would get a little poopy pants that we can't complain about this shit anymore? Or would they be like, just, hey, everybody's actually...
No, I think it would go really well.
Okay, cool.
I think they just want to stand up and be proud for one day.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the fun responses.
Don't look at the responses on the comments if you want all the fun ones.
Holy Christ. It's spiraling downhill. Get yourself to YouTube and check out the video here in the comments.
All I know is if Hannah was on live right now,
yeah,
her head would be exploding.
How about the CDC? Somebody said the CDC needs to do a commercial with athletic trainers. It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
All right, how about You Break, I Fix?
Oh, the cell phone people.
Yeah.
They
are in the same game as us.
One of my phones one time. They're really good. They're really good.
Somebody did say Candid AT needs to do a commercial. Gore-Tex. Right? That's like a clothing company or like a...
Well, it's a fabric.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so it's
like a heavy duty, rainproof.
Yep. Yeah. So it's in almost everything. I mean, you can get Gore-Tex in pants, in shoes, in gloves, in hats.
Lots of answers. Sour Patch Kids got one. Any beer company, any SUV company, sports leagues. So, all over the place.
Any SUV company?
Yeah. Just because of all the stuff we have to put in our cars or vehicles. So, very interesting. Very fun. I think there's a lot of ways you could go with this. So I thought this was a really fun top 5 to just see all the different answers. So
I love the extra answers on top 5. Sometimes I just give you a quick run of 5 so that I can hear the rest of them. Because really, the oddballs are always the best ones.
Yeah, I agree. You want to do a friend or foe or FMK?
Friend or foe.
Friend or foe, Kevin. We asked, and we're getting to the point where I can't remember if we've done this before or not.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Friend or foe? Let's put this up here.
Working.
We asked, friend or foe, taking athletes to appointments. Now, obviously, you can't do this at the high school or younger level. Like, Abby can't take her middle school kids. That's just not allowed. Yeah. So this is mostly for the college and, college level athletic trainers. But you
could alter that to be like going to an appointment, even with parents and the kid. Like with that.
Yeah. Yeah, you could meet them there.
Yeah.
So, what do you got, friend or foe?
I mean, it is such a foe.
Foe.
It is such a foe, but a necessary friend, and that's the problem.
So
I'm going to say foe from the standpoint of we have enough extra. We need to figure out how to have our physicians be even more advocates for us, that they will come to us more often.
Or just, yeah, that's true.
Now, when it comes down to you need to get imaging or something, and you work in a facility that doesn't have that, I doubt many of us athletic trainers work in a facility that has an MRI machine. But when that happens, it's not like you really need to be there to help them fill out their paperwork, right? And help them sit there on a chair until their name gets called, and to help them walk from the room back to the chair.
Shouldn't need
Right?
to. These
Like,
are,
now,
at this level, they're all 18 or older.
Yeah. And I think when this is what I want to rephrase it. It should be a foe, but it is a friend ultimately for you at the end of the day, because it is actually the better care for the athlete, because they can't communicate sometimes.
So I have it pulled up here on the YouTube, the screen. Candid_ATC on social media if you're new. We had 143 votes in the last 2 hours on this. 57% of the people said friend. 43% said foe. Nate said, I enjoyed it when we did it at my last place of work. It helped being there, making sure bits and pieces don't get lost in translation. Plus, it got me out of the clinic for a couple hours. Now I just don't have time to do that. Chris Caruth said, foe because I'm at the high school level and am solo. No way I can make it to every appointment, nor do I think it's always necessary as long as we have a great relationship with the doctor. Abby abstained. And then Alyssa Hampton said, friend, when a parent is unavailable to take them, foe most of the time in the high school setting, although it is nice to hear directly from the doc and not get pieces lost in translation. Here's what I'll say. I think it's a foe. Is it the best use of our time? Taking one kid to a doctor appointment. If you have a good relationship with your team doctor, they will tell you what's going on.
Well, and the doctor
there's other ways of communicating other than face to face. It's 2021. So you're going to take one kid to a doctor's appointment while the other X amount of athletes could use your attention. So I just don't know if it's the most economical use of time. It is sometimes nice to get out of the clinic, to get a break, to do something out of the ordinary.
Sure.
And this is something that I did religiously for the first 10 years of my career. And now it's like to the point where I'm like, I'm so busy. I can't afford to take a kid to a doctor's appointment very often, because if I do, I'm leaving the other athletes stranded with no help.
And
I'm going to say foe.
Don't get us wrong. We're not talking about like actually having a conversation amongst the doctor, athlete, and you.
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking about when your doctor's there in the athletic training room or at your facility.
Correct.
We're talking about extra time going to an appointment.
Yeah.
The other thing that sometimes bothers me is like some physicians rely on the athletic trainer to ask the right questions versus you're a doctor. You're supposed to be the one that I look to for asking the right questions. You're supposed to be the one that I look to find the thing that I'm missing, and yet you're asking me for all the information. And then you look at me like, well, you should know more than I do. You see this person every day. Like, that's not fair to me. I'm asking you for help, and so is the athlete. So I should be able to send my athlete to you, and you figure this shit out, because you've committed yourself to this team as well. And you can't be here every day, but you should be able to like ask the right questions. And I think there's, some of us have great physicians that do that. Some of us don't. Some of us have this, like, you can rely on your physician to be amazing and like actually help you and figure out things that like are just a little more, maybe they're above your head. Maybe it's just stuff that you don't think about all the time. But I don't know. I mean, I don't have a huge list of physicians I've been able to work with, but there's a very short list of the ones that I trust in being able to ask all the right questions and think outside the box and think, okay, Kevin would have already like checked this box off. So he's asking me for more. And so let me do my job. Why am I there?
Yeah.
Then why am I there?
Exactly. It's a trust thing.
Yeah. I don't know. So I think it's a faux from that standpoint.
I agree. So
Oh, another company, White Claw.
White Claw commercials.
Only in the summer though, not in winter.
No, not your jam in the winter.
I don't think it's really anybody's jam in the winter. Next.
All right, we have our FMK, Kevin.
What does that stand for?
F, Marry, Kill.
What does F stand for?
In no particular order. You know what it stands for.
You know.
So a while ago, we did worst injuries for an athletic trainer to have themselves.
Blindness. Oh.
Worst ailments. So we're gonna piggyback off that old conversation. We're gonna talk blisters.
Ow.
Blisters on an athletic trainer. Which one is going to be the most? Which ones do you want? Which ones do you not want?
Blister do you want?
Well, you're gonna in the game. You got to choose one.
It's true. It's very true.
So let's go blister. You said on the big toe.
Big toe.
Walking around. Blister on your finger.
Ow.
And blister.
My fingers hurt.
Right here. Because I got one.
On the old mouth.
And this is where I got it.
Yeah. The old, what would they call a canker sore?
Canker. It is annoying.
Abby, you're blind in one eye? Jeez.
So
good for you. But you must have the hearing of, I don't know, a dog? Who hears really well? Is there any Marvel superhero that hears really well?
All of them.
All of them?
Super hearing?
Her smell. Maybe she's got the smell of Wolverine then. That's what they say, right? You lose one of your senses, and now all of a sudden, boom, you got better one of your other senses. That's why I only have good vision. Only good vision. Can't hear shit. Can't smell shit. Can't taste things other than onions because I know they suck.
Oh, Daredevil with the super hearing.
Ah, good. Yep, there you go. He's blind.
Huh. So, what are you going to do here?
So, I'm going to God. I'm going to kill I'm assuming the blister is on, my finger. It's the finger I use the most. My thumb, maybe my index finger. On my dominant hand. So therefore, I'm going to marry the toe. I'm going to marry the toe. I've experienced it enough. I think in the long run, I can alter my gait a little bit and suffer the consequences of that. And it doesn't affect my job. And sometimes marriage is painful. And so you have to run through it to get to your athlete that's on the field. But in the moment, I can get through it. If it was on my finger, my thumb, I mean, that's really altering every movement I do. I use my hands a lot. I'm going to kill it. And I guess I'm going to F the canker sore because you never know if it's really a canker sore. Only because, no, it's tough. Canker sores really suck is what I hear. I've never had one. I talk a lot when I work. And I would assume it would bother you all day when you talk, when you eat.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna F the canker sore because a little bit of it for a short period is annoying. But if you had it forever, it would be. I don't know. Oh, I have to. Yes. So I'm gonna marry the toe. I'm gonna kill the finger, and I'm gonna F the mouth.
You would.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
You always have to go that route. Just read the comments.
Anytime you can F the mouth.
Kevin, just go read the comments on the live stream here. Not out loud. Just enjoy. All right. I think that the hardest one to deal with is going to be your dominant hand. So I have to kill the finger blister. It's going to basically eliminate half your job. Massaging, taping. It's going to actually impede you the most. So you have to get rid of that. So that leaves the canker sore, and it leaves the big toe.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna marry the canker sore because I think I can. Well, one, they usually don't last that long. Where a blister.
You want to marry something that doesn't last that long?
Yep.
Okay.
Preferred. I think it'll just go away. I'll just bide my time.
One day this just won't be here.
Yeah. I'll ride it out. I'll ride out the canker sore.
You just got to remind yourself to not tongue it every once in a while.
Yeah. You can work around it. The big toes, I'll F with the big toe. I think a little limp.
Likes the feet.
A little limp here and there is okay.
Gives you swag.
Yeah. They got pads that you can use. Donuts. In fact, maybe that's the best one. Maybe I should marry it because they actually make
the
blister
easiest.
pad to work around. All right, I'll change my mind. I'll change the answer.
It's the easiest.
I'll marry the big toe because they make donuts for that. They don't make a donut for your mouth.
That is legitimately my marriage.
Yeah.
Like if I bring a donut home, nothing else matters.
Yeah. So then I'll F with the mouth. So I'm gonna agree with you. A little limp is never okay. I know I said it, and I actually realized I said it coming out, and I knew it was gonna get to me. So you and I agree. Marry the big toe. F with the canker sore. Kill the hand blister.
I love that Abby's gone to the dark side.
She is on a whole
She
new
is
level.
completely gone to the dark side.
Yep.
Hey, do you want to do a topic of the week?
We'll do the feature topic now.
You start this one, buddy.
Okay. So we're going to talk about that, basically the times where you can say, I told you so as an athletic trainer. And we never would do that. It's that time that you were right and you had that premonition. You're like, I don't know, but I think there's something going on here. This is what I think. And then you get more information. It turns out, nailed it. I just had a coworker that went through that today. Was super excited. Was talking to an athlete last week. She's like, you know what? I think you might have COVID. And the athlete's like, no, I don't have COVID. And then ended up testing positive for COVID. And my coworker was like, I knew it. I just knew it. I just had that conversation. And
I could tell.
She felt good about deep down, like going, look, I think you need to go get tested. It's really, like that win.
This is like the win. When your spidey sense is tingling.
Correct.
And nobody else knows that it's tingling.
Yeah.
You know?
So we did.
That's what she said.
We did put it up on social media. Let's see what we got here. That one time you were right. So Colleen Early said, kid subluxed the patella during a practice, and I thought there was something more to it. Got them an appointment with the team doc. Mom took it upon herself to get an additional appointment with a different doc. All MRIs, parentheses, two of them, 2 MRIs, came back clean. Docs didn't think there was anything. I still felt something was off. Kid ends up getting a scope. Torn meniscus.
After subluxing their patella.
Yeah. Wow. Shredded. So, let's see. And then on social media, I'm trying to pull that up real quick for us here. The one time at band camp, Nate says.
One time at band camp, I was right.
Yeah. I think that's all we have on the on the Twitter here.
On the tweets.
So, you have any of those fun stories where you're like, yeah, I knew it. I knew something was going on. I think it's just the moral victory that you need every once in a while to keep you like, look, I think there's a lot of doubt in this profession. I think we're always sending off, I need to confirm with the doctor, which we talked about, why we go to those appointments and stuff like that. There's so much doubt. It's like every once in a while you just need to know, I got that one right.
So I know one story, and somebody will be listening. I hope. We had a guy. Maybe I'm wrong about this. I could be remembering it wrong, but we had a athlete that had a shoulder injury, and another athletic trainer I worked with, best athletic trainer has ever lived,
ever,
said, he was in the room with the doctor, and he said, when I tested him in this position, I did the lift off test, and hand behind your back, push back against me, and it's supposed to be a pretty good indication of a teres involvement, particularly teres minor, major, and like the doctor looked at him and said, like, why would you ever do that test? Like, all studies show that like it's irrelevant. He said, well, but it was the only one that like elicited symptoms. And so I think there's something going on there. He's like, no, I mean, it doesn't matter. It could be anything. And sure shit, like got an MRI and boom, like the test showed that he had teres involvement. And it was like, well, F you for telling me that like I shouldn't be doing this test when I learned it. And it led me to know where to treat this person, blah, blah, blah. That comes to mind. So big victory for that human. I mean, I'm struggling to remember a time that I was right and like everybody else was wrong.
Sure.
Other than like intuition. Like my intuition says there's something going on with your meniscus. There's something going on with your rotator cuff. There's something going on with your labrum. And then getting the confirmation from a doctor, even though the athlete was like, there's zero chance that this is happening. More often than not, and this is where my head goes now, I will see patients for, say, a month. And in my world, it's not like this urgent, like we need to get an image on this. We need to get you into the doctor. Unless I see them the first time and I'm like, there's nothing I can do. You need to have surgery on this. A lot of my patients are in like denial because it's like they come in and they say my hip hurts. And I'm like, well, you're showing the signs of, say, a labrum tear in your hip. And, well, but I don't want to deal with that right now. Like they compartmentalize it to be not that big of a deal. This is not something I need to go to the doctor for. This is not something I need to get an MRI for. This is not something that's going to stop me from doing a lot of things in life. And then eventually they go, and then they come back and they're, hey, you were right. You were right. You were right. I guess the biggest story for me in this is, trust your intuition, trust what you're reading, trust what you're finding when you talk to somebody. Do not be afraid to be truthful with your patients or your athletes, because as much as we don't like giving bad news, when somebody gets reassured that you knew what you were talking about the whole time, forever they're going to trust what you say.
Yeah, I'm kind of just going through that right now with one of my athletes who's been out with some low back stuff, some like low back, glute, hip, posterior stuff. And I'm like, I think you just have your SI joint is kind of twisted up. Saw two different chiropractors and they both told him the exact same thing.
Sure.
I was like, man, it's good to know. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Who would you rather prove right?
Doctor.
A doctor or a coach?
Oh, doctor or coach?
Coach goes, this is what I think going on. You're like, no, I'm pretty sure that this is what's going on.
Coach.
So
Yeah,
you'd
100%
rather
coach.
you'd rather
I would rather
prove right over a coach.
I've been around some pretty amazing coaches that have literally said, Kevin, whatever you say, that's what I trust.
Yeah.
But I've been around a couple coaches that have said, no. Like, I mean, I've been in this game or this sport for so long, I know what that means. And I get so much more satisfaction out of, like, I know that you have history here.
Yeah.
But just because it happened to you doesn't mean that you are the same as this person.
I agree.
And so, middle finger to you. Shut up. We both can be good at what we do, right? Like, just because you have maybe a little bit more time in this game doesn't mean you have more time in evaluating the injuries of this game. And just because your knee hurt when you were in college doesn't mean that everybody's knee needs what your knee needed.
Yeah, agree.
Knee needed.
Nate had a good comment here on the live stream. He said, we're expected to be right 100% of the time when some people believe us a little closer to weathermen. It's so frustrating.
Yeah. I mean,
if you had to ballpark it, what percentage of the time are you right when you look at something? I mean, I would think.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, lower than I think, probably.
Oh, really? I think the opposite. I think I would be higher than I would originally answer.
Yeah. I mean, I say lower than I think because I don't evaluate to figure out what is happening. And I've definitely harped on this in the podcast before. I evaluate to figure out why something's happening.
Sure.
So
you want to get to the root.
Yeah, like I get things wrong from the standpoint of, oh wow, like, yeah, like I didn't actually think you had, we'll just say bicep tendonitis. I thought it was more of I really did think it was more of a rotator cuff issue, but yep, both of them are because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So I really don't care that you have bicep tendonitis. I want to clear up X, Y, and Z. And that has been, I have focused way more on that since I've gotten out of traditional setting. And because it's just what I do every day. And so the deep, evaluation to be right that, yep, I knew it. I knew you had an L4 facet joint irritation. I don't really care that it's L4. I see that you have the symptoms of L4, but in reality, I just want to, correct your posture and, maintain a healthier spine and this and that, because that's what's going to take care of it. I don't need to be right of whether or not it was L2 or L4, or it was even your SI joint versus your hip. All of it plays a factor, and so I want to take care of the whole thing. Now, that's the way my clinic is built.
Yeah.
That is not the way a lot of athletic trainers have the luxury of living, right? Not every athletic trainer can treat one person at a time for 50 minutes to an hour and really just focus on total body health. A lot of athletic trainers have to focus on that one thing so I can take care of those symptoms so that you can play tonight. And I appreciate that. And that's where I say I think it's lower than I think it might be.
Okay.
Yeah. In a good way.
Yeah. Nate said he wants 75%. Better than a weatherman.
Yeah. I mean, right? Man, my left pec, dude, I don't know if you've seen it, but I've been stretching it this whole time.
No. Tightness.
My left pec, ever since I did max strength, is just my left side.
Somebody get this man some
left
posture.
Side.
Posture
Strong
check.
side.
Yeah, strong side.
Oh, I think it's because I sleep.
We should do.
I'm always like this, and I can't believe I just said it's because I sleep like this.
We
I hate
should
it when my
actually
patients say that.
We should actually do those 2 characters in the fat next week.
I
mean, we did Herman Boone, but let's do the 2 players.
You cannot replace a Gary Bertier,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, are those real? Are there real people though? I know we do a
fictional.
fictional.
They're real people.
And we always say fictional, but well, very good. I think it's just fun to know.
Campbell.
I think it's important to remember. It's okay, 1, to not know, but 2, to trust yourself. You've been given the tools to do this job. Trust yourself.
Overwhelmingly trust yourself.
Like, just go with it.
And legitimately, don't be afraid to be wrong. And just say, I really do. Like, I think there could be this going on. There's a couple ways that we can go and really find the true answer.
It's those sticky ones, those like kind of tweener injuries where you're like, oh boy. And then when those turn out to be right, you're like, okay. Just validate your own process. However you got there, go back. And if you get it wrong, be like, all right, learn from it. But those ones that you got right, be like, all right, this is why I got it right. I think sometimes it's important to go back and think about how you got there.
I will say, like real quick advice for any particularly young athletic trainer, or maybe not young athletic trainer. If there's anything going on with hands, wrists, feet, ankles, legitimately just go get pictures on them. X-rays, MRIs, whatever you have capable to you, because 50% of the time I'm right and 50% of the time I'm wrong. And
60% of the time.
Seriously. Like, I can't tell you how many times I would have sworn that somebody's, say, I don't know, scaphoid was broken, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Or how many times
better safe than sorry.
Yeah, that like no chance you have a, 5th metatarsal fracture, and they come back from an X-ray and it's fractured. Yeah. And I think just those specific joints, just go get a picture and then go from there. It is one of the best things that has ever been passed on to me from other athletic trainers.
Very good. Well, let's close it up. We had a fun show, tried some new things. We got some live polls here. Get yourself a membership so you can come on this live stream. It's a much better place, and it'll be better with you here. So Go to candidathletictraining.com, check out our member section. We're going to continue to do what we do. We want you to join us.
Yes.
So, we might have some new apparel coming out soon. I've been brainstorming some ideas.
I mean, he's been apparel. a graphic wizard lately.
I spent a good 30 minutes today thinking about graphics. So,
and if you have any suggestions, like, help us out. What do you want to hear? What do you want to hear us talk about? Whether it's something silly, you want to hear a certain movie, you want to hear a certain cast from a TV show on fat, or do you want to hear us talk about something really serious?
Somebody just said
half baked. Maybe we get there. I actually used to laugh at that movie all the time.
Right near the beach, boy.
Funyuns. Make sure you get some Funyuns.
Oh, I love Funyuns.
Sneaky, great snack. CandidAthleticTraining.com is where you can leave all those suggestions. Thank you to Healthy Roster. Check out healthyroster.com for all of your EMR needs and then more. I mean, you can also get a job with them as an athletic trainer. Thank you, Brew Fitness. We are Candid Athletic Training. Check out our website. We got a lot of deals on CEU stuff. Check out structuralements.com. That's where I work. You can get a deal on learning what I do for a living if you want to get out of that traditional athletic training setting. And I don't know. We got MedBridge. We got Master Dry Needling. We got so much more on the website. Check it out. Buy yourself a hat. And we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.